Hi guys!
Hi!
Welcome back
to the channel.
Welcome back. Get in here. We're here to spill some tea.
Yes,
as you can see from the title. So guys, if you know the premise of this, we are spilling tea that we hear from the show Love Naggers on Netflix, where people talk about their relationship issues. And
it's a mess.
It's a mess. We have a lot of very juicy stuff. So we're not even going to talk too much, honey. Let's get right into the story, okay?
Let's go.
If you're new around here, welcome. The victim is a young girl, honey.
Okay.
She has just started at a new company.
Okay.
And so you can see, interact with like the new people, like her bosses, and she's like an intern, right? So not even an intern, she's like in the first, like, how do you call it? Entry level. So she's like a newbie and stuff like that. So obviously the work is not as easy. The people are explaining to her, so she's very confused. Like you can tell she's having a hard time adjusting. And one day she makes a mistake, obviously, and like, you know how like, I don't know if you know, but in Korea, I don't know if it's happening still, but it's still happening a little bit where people like, they will yell at you in front of everyone. Like people like get like yelled at. It's kind of sucky, but it happens. So she's getting yelled at because she made a mistake in like an important document, blah blah blah. And her N+2, like, I don't know if that's even a word that we use in English, but her manager's manager, like the person a little bit above, she's yelling at her and she's like, if there's a mistake, I'm gonna have to answer to that. And so her first manager, the one directly above her, comes and he's like, don't worry, I'll take care of it, you follow me. So they go in the back and she's terrified. She's like, oh my god, he's gonna like, insult the fuck out of me, like, oh my god. And they get in the back room and he's like turning his back to her and he's like doing something and she's like, oh my god, what are they gonna do? And he turns around and he gives her candy. He's like, here, you should have something sweet to feel better or whatever. So she's like, oh, my savior, like he's so nice to me. And he's like, don't worry about it, I even lost an important contract once, like it happens, it's fine. So I'm like, okay, nice guy, taking care, blah 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 blah. So she's really like happy about it. And then obviously you can see in her eyes that he's like this handsome tall guy who takes care of her. Obviously she has a crush on him. Yeah. So predictable. So she has this big crush, whatever. Goes back to her station, she's fine. The next day she basically realized all these little things, like he's taking care of her, he's helping her out when stuff happens. And so she ends up really liking him, right? And so one day she's back at the company really late, she's doing late night work, and he finds her and he brings her a meal box, basically like, hey, you didn't eat anything, like I'm sure you're hungry, here, you should have this as you do it. Alright, I'll go. And he's like, oh my god, so sweet. So even the MCs are like,
yeah,
ooh,
so far too good.
Oh my god, I'm scared, like I'm so suspicious at that point. She's like super touched, and he even wrote on like a post-it, he's like something like fighting or whatever.
That's
like
adorable. God damn it. Of course she would fall for that.
Yeah, so the next day she basically takes her courage and she goes and it's like, can I pay you back with a meal? Because you brought me a meal, so let me buy you a meal. And he's like, oh, okay. I'm like, oh, he said yes? Oh, okay, alright. So they eat together and they're just like laughing or whatever. And she's like, are you always nice like this to everyone? And he's like, no, actually, I have standards. And she's like, oh, he's just nice to me because he likes me. And I'm like, oh girl, you need to get a grip, honey.
I would be the same.
I would do the exact same thing. I would be absolutely falling for it. I'd be like, oh my god,
he loves me.
He loves me, only me, just me, honey. So obviously she's really like, oh my god. And he calls her by her name, which is like a thing in Korea. He's, once you stop calling someone by their title and you call them by their actual name, it's like, oh, we got closer, our relationship got closer and whatnot. And basically she asked him out because she got like her courage. She's like, okay, can we see each other like outside of the company? And he says yes.
Oh my god.
So she's so happy or whatever. And I'm like, oh gosh, okay,
what's gonna happen? Okay.
But what, to my surprise, they keep going on dates, and even one of the dates, like, they end up kissing. So I'm like, oh, so he was really into her. Okay, cool. That's nice. they end up, you know, like kissing or whatever, holding hands. So now they're going on real dates and stuff, like kind of like secret dating in the company. So it's exciting and all of that. Now that we have established that, you know, they're seeing each other, we see her at home. She's talking to a friend, and her friend is like, hey, stop texting me, I'm on the date with my boyfriend. The other friend is like, hey, I'm on the date with my boyfriend, da da da. And it's a whole Saturday night, and she's at home alone. And the MCs are like, the fuck, like. And so she's texting him, she's like, hi, are you busy? Blah, blah, blah. He was like, oh yeah, I had this meeting with like some people from my school, so yeah, what are you doing? Like, no, no. And he's like, oh, I'm just at home, bored. Like, hint, like, it's the weekend, we should be on a date. And he's like, oh really? Oh, should we go see this movie on Tuesday?
Yeah. Okay.
I sighed, the MC sighed, the girl sighed, everybody was like, at the same time. Everyone, because I was like, on Tuesday, sir. Like, personally, parenthesis, that's one thing that I learned living here as I dated around. You asked me out on a date during a weekday.
But at the same time, if it's something you never, if they never meet on the weekend, yes, it's suspicious. If it's one time, it can happen.
I agree. But
no, if it's one time, you're telling me you have friends too, I get it.
That's what I'm saying. If it's like the first few times, like first date, second date, and you're like, okay, let's meet, because you obviously already have plans with your friends. So if you met me in between and you're like, okay, first date or second date, let's meet like after work, especially if you work together, it makes sense. But yeah, if it keeps going,
then it's wrong. There's a problem.
Especially if it's like, even if it's a Saturday, why do you want to meet me Saturday night? You have a whole day. What do you mean?
What did you do?
What do you do during the day? Excuse me. If you really like me, you're gonna want to see me in other circumstances. So
agreed.
So I was like, we all had the same. We were like, there we fucking go.
But not surprised.
So the MCs are like, the whole, and so they were discussing, and they said the same thing. They were like, and that was a really good insight. The guy, the model guy from whose MC is in there. He was like, yeah, like a guy will not, like he will not let you waste time away on the weekends if he really is wanting to date you. He's gonna want to see a movie, he's gonna want to a cafe, whatever, during the day, like he's gonna want to see you, because what are you doing on a Saturday? Nothing. So if you want to see a girl, you're gonna see her. But for you to wait on a Friday night or like a Saturday night, he called it like an expression, something time, like almost like a saving time, like economy, something of that sort. Like, oh, I'm gonna take the time that I have left, like leftover time, to see this person. I was like,
you were like an afterthought, basically.
Exactly. I was like, bitch, nah. So yeah, so that was her first sort of concern, like, why is he only see me on weekends? So the next time they see each other, which is on the Tuesday, and they're going to see this movie, she's like, she asked him the dreadful question, and I was like, I feel so bad for you. She was like, what is our relationship? And I was like, the fact that you have to ask.
Yeah.
And you know what he said? A special one.
Shut up. You shut up. Oh my freaking
The MCs
God.
were like,
oh yeah.
Do you know that little notes that they have? They were like,
special one.
a special one.
Wow. So infuriating. Wow. I would. And then you cannot even be pissed. I would just be so like depressed. Not depressed. Just like last again. Just like
Wary. So she lets it go for a while, and then she's like, no, andegeta, what are you talking about? She's like, no. She stops and she's like, no. What do you mean a special relationship? And he looks at her for a while and kisses her. The MC was like, oh!
Fuck you. Fuck.
And then she's still looking at him, and he goes, you're my girlfriend, of course. The third time, sir?
Of course, eh? It took you 3 attempts to say, of course. Fuck you. Go away. If you can lie, why didn't you lie from the beginning then? If it was something you were willing to say at some point, just say it the first time. If you want to be a liar, lie well. I don't know. And
you know what she did? And she was satisfied, I guess. So yeah, I guess they're boyfriend and girlfriend now. Yeah. Anywho, so they keep doing their little dating stuff or whatever in the company. Na. And one day she gets to the company and there is a newcomer in the company. Another lady arrives, so they're like, oh, congratulations, you're no longer the magne, you're no longer the youngest. Like, it's like a mini graduation thing. So she's seeing the new girl and her boyfriend who's explaining something to her. So he's like, just explaining stuff. It doesn't look suspicious to me, honestly. But obviously she's gonna be paranoid, so she's like, okay, there's this new girl, she's cute, whatever. But nothing really happens. But another day at the company, her friend comes to her, she's like, oh my god, did you hear? Did you see this rumor on, like, they have like a company group chat or whatever, and so there is like rumors being posted anonymously, and one of the rumors is about her little guy. And the rumor is basically that his nickname is Shinip Kilo, which is Newbie Killer. And apparently every time there's a new girl, he goes in, he's like helping her out and like taking her out, like buying her food, and she's like, that sounds awfully familiar. So at first she's like, no, like, what are you talking about? I don't believe that, that's totally not true, whatever. So her friend's like, I just heard it, but okay. Obviously she can't say she's dating him, so she's like, no, it's not true at all. Fast forward, someone actually posted a clip, and everybody in the company is like, oh my god, there's like somebody posted proof or whatever, and the girl is like, I'm here to expose this man or whatever. And so the video on question, you see him with someone who has been blurred, and they're in the parking lot, and he kisses her before they go in. Mind you, the girl who's been blurred is her. She can't say shit, but she's just looking at it. Yeah. But she reads the paragraph, and the girl is describing exactly how he was with her prior to being with herself.
Who filmed the video is my question.
It was like CCTV. I don't know how they obtained it, but they did. And they were like, yeah, I'm here to expose this man. When I first arrived, he was doing all the stuff that she said she was doing. So apparently that's the proof that they have. And so she's obviously pissed off, and she receives a text. She's like, I can't explain, I know what you saw, I can't explain it, like, meet me later, like, he's panicked or whatever.
Wait, from her point of view, why would that be like a smoking gun?
Because the lady is describing the same behavior that he had with her.
Yeah, but considering the fact that you use my video,
yeah,
you could do the mental gymnastic of saying like, oh, it's because you observed our relationship, you're jealous, you're salty, and so you're just using my experience to say like this is what happens every time, but no.
But yeah, it could be exactly.
So why
that's
would it
the
be
problem.
like a smoking gun?
Well, the thing is, she's already, because it's the second time. First, it was just a rumor. Second, there's a video, and the lady's like, obviously the video came out, so the lady's like, yeah, I'm here to expose him, because she's probably seen him and be like, fuck him. And she's like, yeah, every time there's a new one, he broke up with me and to be with her, like the whole thing.
Yeah, makes sense.
So they meet later, and the guy is like fully like, I can't believe like you don't trust me. And the thing is, everything he says sounds like what a liar would say. That's the problem. He's like, so you're gonna believe all these people and not me? I thought you trusted me, and you know what? I love you. First time he ever said that to her.
Sir, please, yeah, it's okay.
I was even thinking about marrying you, and you trust these people? Like, oh, okay, whatever. And he starts leaving, and she runs after him, obviously. And that's when it ends. And she's like, am I supposed to believe him, or am I supposed to believe everybody else?
Everybody else? At this point.
Yeah, but imagine being in her shoes. It's not the same.
It's been how long? Again, in time of time.
Like a couple months?
Believe everybody else then. Believe everybody else.
Oh, I forgot a very crucial detail. He was with her on that Saturday.
Who?
The other girl, the girl who posted the posts. That's where he was with on the Saturday. And then he broke up with her to be with the newbie.
Yeah, believe everybody else then. 100%. So because you know the timing fits, you know he wasn't there that time with you.
It would suck, but you would have to. Yeah.
At some point, yeah.
I felt so bad, and she was like, "Should I stay with him?" And I was like, "Girl."
Ideally, talk about it with somebody in the company or something like that, so that you can have somebody else's point of view, like involved in the whole thing.
But the problem is, yeah, someone from the outside of the situation.
Yeah.
The problem is he's telling her, but I broke up with her to be with you. Like, you're the one I picked. And she's like, yeah, but you were still two-timing us. It doesn't matter what you picked. You were still two-timing.
Also, it's saying it's not the first time. So if this is true, that means that the rest is also true. But would they lie about the rest? It's the same. So okay, this situation, well, sure, you love me more.
But she
blah,
could
blah,
have still lied though.
for
If
the
what
rest.
you said was real, the other girl could have been jealous that he broke up with her for
she
the new
just
girl, and she invented that it
invented
happened
it.
a lot. Yeah.
Track down the no. If it's that messy, go.
Better to get out.
It doesn't need to be that messy.
That was
Leave!
crazy. Yeah, that was insane.
Run for your life! Hey, sad. But I would try to talk about it with somebody inside the company, I think.
Yeah. Why inside the company?
Because they have insight.
Oh.
They know if it happened
before I came.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because if it's just me and my new situation, we don't know what happened before.
But then you don't want to get caught because they still don't know she's involved. The girl was blurred. She just knew it was.
Why is it bad for her?
Oh, here apparently it's a terrible image to do dating inside company.
Oh.
It's actually not allowed. That's why, like, when I watch like variety shows, every time there's a story about that, they tell people after when they're getting married, like, hey, we're getting married. Nobody knew they were together because it's technically not allowed.
Well, then I would go just to fish for information.
Yeah.
Like, have you heard?
Yeah.
Like I would go undercover.
I would stalk the fuck
Undercover. Listen, I would be the best of the FBI agents. Anywho, yeah, no, scary. But I would be prompt to believe everybody else.
Yeah. Because it's too much evidence at once. So yeah.
How many coincidences I don't believe. So yeah.
Let us know what you guys would do in the comments. Would you believe everybody? Would you have your own investigation? Like, what would you do? What would you do? Because I don't know what I would do.
Again, 2 years in, I would tend to believe you, which is downfall for me, but I would tend to believe you because I'm already so
No, 2 months.
I'm saying 2
Oh, okay.
years I would believe you.
Yeah.
2 months I won't. 2 months why would I
Dude,
believe
if
you? I don't know
after
you.
2 years
You do this
you
to me?
realize something like this, oh my god.
It's crushing, like, oh, so crushing. I can't. But like, 2 months now, I don't believe you. Why would I? I don't know you. I don't know you. You don't even see me on the weekends. When do I see you?
Oh
in the
my
movies?
god.
I don't know your ass.
You don't even know me.
No. I don't believe you in 2 months, but
Anyways, let us know what you think in the comments.
I will see you in the next one. Bye.
So lucky I met you.